In Universe 11, in a desert and mountainous region of an isolated planet in a specific galaxy in Universe 11, there was JIREN, a noble and powerful warrior who reflected on some past events in which he fought against an infamous, strong and courageous Saiyan who was perhaps the best warrior he faced in his entire life. His name was Son Goku. JIREN was so thoughtful because in the past he had been defeated by Goku. Even though he was so powerful and said to be unbeatable by many, he simply couldn't deal with the Saiyan's power that never stopped increasing. That was precisely the problem. JIREN knew that Goku didn't stop evolving. Goku's evolutionary capacity is truly impressive. Few or perhaps no one has that same capacity, and JIREN knew this very well, especially because unlike Goku, he didn't have this ability to evolve so quickly, especially in the middle of a battle. He found himself frustrated because he couldn't even calmly meditate, and this happened repeatedly in his thoughts. He was always interrupted by those same thoughts that told him that Goku currently wouldn't have much difficulty beating him in a duel, and JIREN didn't know which one. It was Goku's current level, but I had a feeling that he would be very powerful since Goku has the determination of a god to become stronger than he already is. JIREN wanted to get stronger, that's what he needed, but he didn't have all the emotional balance he had because of the constant intrusive thoughts that surrounded his head. Guys, before continuing this epic story, I left your like to help the channel, and of course if you can, I also left a super thank you and help the channel financially, and also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any news. Now let's go back to the video. Therefore, he only saw a single option, updating his training form based on his current situation. Basically, JIREN wanted to maintain emotional control training, since that was his strong point, but add more training in different regions to become a more complete warrior and have a better chance of winning even when he is angry or unbalanced, something that does not happen with his opponent Son Goku, who has enviable mental strength and never lets himself be shaken by anything. JIREN soon thought that he would become stronger if he fought someone as strong as his former opponent, but he didn't know someone like that, and he knew that there was no one like Goku, so he began his focus and concentration training. JIREN took his psychological training very seriously, doing things that really require a lot of mental effort to accomplish. To begin with, at night, JIREN would look at the starry sky, focusing his gaze on just one star until all the others disappeared from his vision. This always helped him warm up for his focus training. His diet, which was quite regimented and limited to things that would help with his mental development, also contained some substances that helped him focus. So to improve his training, he also reformulated and improved his diet. JIREN showed incredible dedication to becoming stronger, even in circumstances he had never faced before. It was transforming him into a formidable warrior. After warming up, he really started his concentration and focus training. JIREN had the habit of studying himself to develop techniques in his emotional training and applied them masterfully during his training. That is, knowing his own problems and points weaknesses, enhance them and learn to hide them from your opponent. After finishing the daily training session, he rests, as he understands that the mind has its own limits and also gets tired, and now it would not be effective to continue training. But after rest and a meal, he decides to start his new training method that he had developed, taking into account his own fighter profile. Focusing on improving his physique with basic weight training, he forced his Kai to add weight to himself. JIREN used this technique in all his exercises, in his push-ups, in his squats, in his sit-ups, and in some others. His ki control was absurd, and he quickly noticed he was getting somewhere. It was good, but not enough. His thirst for power was really great, and even though that training was very efficient, it wasn't enough. In order not to end his session before the end, something he hated doing, he continued training and remained dedicated even though he was not satisfied with the training. Reaching the end of the training, he went to sleep, as he also understood the importance of having a good night's sleep and decided that he would think about a reformulated training that would be more satisfactory in the coming days. At dawn, JIREN made his breakfast, aiming to maintain a diet that would help him with his training and focus it only on eating, without external thoughts, to make the focus even more natural. After eating, he trains with a high-speed run in a very steep environment with several obstacles, taking advantage of the environment filled with steep and rocky mountains that were all covered by heavy vegetation. Just as he planned to do, he does this while increases your weight using Kai techniques. JIREN did this to burn calories he gained from breakfast, and then went back to thinking about a new form of training that would be really heavy, suitable, and efficient for him. It was at that moment that he remembered Toppo, a strong warrior from his universe who would certainly be able to help in his training, both to get stronger and to see how strong he had already become. And that's what he did. He decided to go after Toppo's advice and training to defeat Goku. He jumps as high as he can without the help of Kai, just with the strength of his legs, and only then uses Ki to fly, to use more of his legs and keep them really more useful and effective. Jiren flies towards his ally Toppo and goes as fast as he can to his planet, and when he gets close to the planet, he flies towards the ground at high speed. When he was close to reaching the ground, our protagonist stops using his Kai, tries to resist the impact of the fall with just the brute strength of his legs and body, and he actually succeeds without much difficulty. Toppo sees Jiren as soon as he arrives and soon notices that something has changed in him. He feels and realizes that his friend is stronger, and his concentration seems to always be activated. Jiren soon goes to Toppo and tells him everything that is happening, all the qualities that Goku surpasses him, and all the difficulties he was facing in order to reach his opponent's height. Toppo is surprised but understands the feeling felt by his companion. Sometime later, Toppo then said, "Don't worry, coming from you it's a very unusual request, but I agree to help you. In fact, this will give me more strength too." Toppo said. Jiren replied, "In fact, you are the only person I can trust to ask for this. I guarantee you I won't regret it," said Jiren. Jiren and his friend go to an area where they can fight without causing great harm to anyone other than themselves and prepare for battle. Jiren focuses on the opponent and Toppo does the same, only in a less refined way. Toppo advances at high speed to attack his opponent, who remains in a defensive position, ready to dodge the blow and counterattack. At the last moment, Toppo stops and jumps to the side. Avoiding any attack from Jiren, who remains concentrated, Toppo finally attacks Jiren from the side with a jab, and his opponent had no choice but to dodge, retreating a little away, but without to escape. Jiren runs without using Ki to Toppo, who thinks he is being underestimated. But on the contrary, this way Jiren preserves his Ki and uses it to push his own arm, giving much greater power to his punch that takes Toppo to far away. Toppo sees Jiren approaching and is met with a flying attack using both of his legs, which he managed to dodge. After the dodge, Toppo hits a hammer blow on Jiren, who is taken to the ground. Before taking another hit, the two are interrupted by that universe's own god of destruction known as Vermouth. Vermouth says, "I never imagined I would see you training, Jiren. You surprised me a lot, but I didn't come here to talk about it. I see that your training is not very effective and I have a solution," Vermouth stated, leaving Jiren curious. Jiren asks, "And what would that be like?" Jiren asked doubtfully. Vermouth says, "I think you are the perfect warrior to learn the technique known as Wild Instinct. Let's say it is a reddish Ultra Instinct that will make you very powerful if you know how to use it." Jiren thinks a lot about the matter, but it doesn't take him long to accept his God of Destruction's proposal. Jiren responds, "I accept your proposal, Vermouth. Thank you for being willing to help me. I say the same to you, Toppo." Jiren turns back to the God of Destruction and says, "Teach me this technique that, according to you, will make me so powerful." So guys, here ends the first of 4 battle videos between Son Goku and Jiren. Did you like it? I hope so. Leave your opinion in the comments about what you thought of this video and what you expect from this rematch between Jiren and Goku, as well as how you imagine the end of this fight. Don't forget to leave a like, and of course, if you can leave a super thanks, it will be extremely epic. And also, if you are new, subscribe to the channel to help the channel and show YouTube the strength that this channel has. Activate the notification bell to always stay up to date with new videos and content on the channel. So that's it, guys. Until next time.